You may fire when ready.
All right, well, let's start at the top of the new setup. Trying some stuff out. I've got, tons of toy stuff, tons of things that's like, don't throw it out. Yeah, you might have a use for it. Another piece of G.I. Joe. Got a buddy who's been nice enough to hook me up with a lot of his G.I. Joe stuff that he wasn't hanging on to. Lanterns and just a lot of stuff that just really brings it alive. So we got the B-Wing Fighter, B-Wing Repair, A-Wing Fighter Garage, and this sort of camouflage netting is actually just that anti-slip stuff that you put underneath rugs. Cut it to fit and painted it sort of black and green to give it some weathering. It was nice. It did two things. It saved me from having to make another wall, and it lets light shine through, which is always nice. And of course, we've got making good use of that Rebels era Hera Syndulla's A-Wing fighter. And here's Hera talking to Admiral Akbar saying, no doubt, I don't like my figure, or I don't like my vehicle small, make them the right scale. And we've got Chopper down there. Boy, this Hera Syndulla figure, for a guy like me that loves Rebel pilots, maybe the best figure in 2024 so far. Love it. Anyway, let's continue on. These are covers off of wiring harnesses I found at an antique shop. Painted them green. They make nice storage bins. Who remembers where that's from? One of the Phantom Menace accessory sets. Did a weathering job on it. And we've got Ahsoka talking to, oh, look, Princess Leia. And the gang. Biggs Darklighter. I mentioned earlier, I don't worry about how things fit, canon-wise or whatever. To me, it would be, how cool a story would it be if you had Biggs in his X-Wing with Luke and our heroes, having a discussion. So why not? A lot happier than just going, nah, that dude died in the first Star Wars movie. Rose Tico figure from The Last Jedi is a very good custom candidate, and you can get those cheap still in stores. Just more Greeblies. I think it's coax cable for the hoses, and this thing here is from a camping stove, a little portable stove. Moving along to Blue Group from Rogue One. And my boy, General Merrick. Made a custom Trandoshan pilot. Color didn't quite turn out the way I liked it, but pretty cool. This is a Jyn Erso head that I painted yellow. She's actually one of the pilots in Rogue One. This was, again, just reusing the packaging that I found. Did some painting, added some Greeblies. Again, we got more G.I. Joe accessories. Y-Wing Garage. Oh, look, it's Biggs and Luke again. Yeah, we'll scoot by here, what we've already seen. These will probably get taller walls at some point. And this is the Poe Dameron X-Wing from Rise of Sky. Was that what he used? Rise of Skywalker? It is, yeah, Rise of Skywalker. My headcanon says that maybe Luke hung around. I don't know. But Luke's saying, really? Back in my day, we liked the T-65. Another custom figure back there. Some Lego to create a bit of an engine block under repair. Good old McDonald's chicken nugget containers glued together. Some more pilots. Wedge Antilles X-Wing fighter. So this is what takes, took the time between videos at least, was putting together where I want to use this stuff, because a lot of it I'm using differently than I did before. There's another. Now we're making a mess. I put on my own stickers for the control panels, including something from Spaceballs. Finally found a home for this concept speeder. which was really nice. Sure, throw it in there. And hey, throw in the mini rig too. Why not? This was fun. There was a picture that showed up. There's a propstore.com auction going on, and they showed Harrison Ford putting on Luke's Yavin ceremony jacket. And why? I mean, in the picture, if you look here, I'm thinking maybe he's just trying it on because he's still got his vest on. But I'm like, well, do a quick head swap, see what it looks like. So here's Han 10 minutes after the ceremony saying, I bet we could hawk these necklaces on eBay. Some more Greeblies. Faucet cartridges. Really good scale. Those really work well. And all right, well, let's go down to the next shelf. Another garage and another A-wing with some dollar store lighting on top there. And that is from the, what is that? The turbo tank. The thing that pops off again, repurposing it for the Rebels. A lot of pilots sitting around talking. That's what it's all about. Got some 3D printed Kyber crystal containers. Those are fun to do. Another blue Squadron fighter. The old Kenner Energizer. So I mentioned doing scenes or scenarios every time I redo this. And this is the one I love doing. This is just basically another mission. Luke and R2. R2 gets blown up. 3PO is losing his mind. Just fun. It always sits at the front. That's the first thing I see when I walk into the room. Both of these pieces here were down in that very bottom display. And I've got them up here. They don't look great up here. I'm really using them just to size things around it. Which raises another question. When I look at this right now, I mean, I love how it looks. I'm really pleased. I got the mission accomplished. I got more vehicles on display, meaning less to keep on the ceiling. So they're at they're at the ready if I want to do something with them. So right now I'm looking at all this gray. It's the back wall, wah wah, and that's going to stay that way for a very long time. See the wiring from all my lights. The reason it's going to stay that way is I don't know what the next step is for this. I have been doing walls, foam walls, using that pink, 1-inch pink insulation foam. That's actually what this thing's made out of. And, do I do what? Do I continue this brick look that I started with 3, 4, 5 years ago? Which means a lot of pink foam. Do I print out backgrounds? Do I make it look like the inside of a starship? Do I make it look like Yavin 4? Do I make it look like something else? So that's the biggest decision that I'm working on, is what the heck am I going to do for the back of it? I made the shelves, made them about as deep as I wanted to. I didn't want to get too crazy with having to buy hardware to hold them. I'm using fairly large, just enough to keep the nose of the X-Wing from going over the side. So if I end up putting 1-inch pink foam insulation back there for the walls, that means everything's got to come forward. So I don't know. We'll see. But that's the fun part, trying to sort it out. I mean, I could do a different background for each shelf. Do a starship, do Yavin, do rock. I don't know, something. But it's great to finally have all of this back on display. Really happy with how it's looking so far. Yeah, so I guess we'll leave that as it is for now. I'm going to let things sort of soak in and sort of decide what I want to do my next step is. But next up for the video series, I'll start showing you individual shelves in the room and plans I might have in the future. So in the meantime, thanks for watching. This was part 2 of my Rebel Base redo, so make sure you go back and watch part 1 if you haven't seen it already. You can check out the comments below and I'll post a link. Thanks so much for following along with my Star Wars Room 4.0 series. Really appreciate it. Please like and subscribe, and be sure to check out more fun Star Wars collecting content.